Hope all is well. I know it's been a while since we've seen each other, but definitely excited about spring practice starting up. To wrap up our winter program here this week, it's been a great couple months. With our guys coming back, starting the off-season program, the work that they've put in, some of the physical developments have been just absolutely outstanding. The growth of our guys from body weight to strength to some of the mental growth that we've seen, not only from the mental toughness aspect of it, but also, utilizing the meetings. The NCAA allowed us the last couple of weeks to be able to get out on the field and perform walkthroughs, and that's been a nice addition to just kind of accelerate the process mentally for our guys as we go into spring ball. And there's a ton of excitement. I think the leadership that we've seen through the winter program has been really good. The approach to the work, I would say, is probably the biggest growth that I've seen. Guys kind of embracing the challenge. There's no secrets. It's hard. We push. Our tour duty, workouts, what Coach Storms does in the weight room. We try to push, all aspects of what we're doing. The academic, accountability to what we're doing. These guys, they challenge themselves daily, but it's really been a great experience for our coaching staff, and to see the excitement guys are bringing to the challenging workouts, the mindset, the approach, and then just seeing the continued improvement in the response to when adversity shows up. I think that's gone really well. But now we go to the next phase, and the spring practice begins. We're going to continue. We will continue to have our strength and conditioning development throughout spring, but obviously now getting a chance to get out on the grass and to be able to work in formulating the identity of what this 2021 football team is going to be. And that's every one of these practices are going to be critical. The physical development, the physicality, the understanding of concepts of schemes, being able to get guys to play together. But like I said at the beginning, the identity that's formed throughout this spring is going to be critical. And I'm excited about where we are, but there's a lot of work that's going to go into that, and we're looking forward to that process. I know that with each of you, I want y'all to know that we're continuing to explore options when it comes to media availability. There are a lot of COVID protocols and different things throughout the university. We're gonna explore that to be able to help you through the experience of what's going on in spring ball as much as we possibly can. Please be patient with us. But I know the challenges of what this year has been, and hopefully we can be able to make that work the best as we possibly can going through spring, to try to allow some access if we can work that through the different protocols that we have to abide by. So with that, we will go ahead and take questions.
First one will be Brennan Simone from Knowles 247.
Hey, Mike, I want to go back to something you mentioned in your opening statement about the approach to growth, I guess, being the biggest difference that you've noticed guys are really pushing in the second offseason. I guess, how is that manifesting itself in seeing that growth? Like, what are guys doing specifically that maybe is a little bit different in your view than say year one being here?
How they walk through the door. There's when challenges are in front of you, I think the mindset of how you approach those challenges, there's a sense of excitement in the opportunity to have to work through it, and confidence is built through the investment of work. And when you go through the experience, when you face a challenge, when you face success, and you see that you can overcome it, that you can improve, you'll get better. That's going to give you confidence in the future experiences of what you face. And so, truly, just the way the guys walk through the door at 6 o'clock in the morning when they know it's about to be a challenging hour ahead of them. But to do it with a smile on their face, to do it with an edge, with an intensity, and then when the adversity shows up, I mean, the way that they respond to that. And, are we a finished product through the 2 months? No. I mean, there's going to be adversity that's going to show up here, come Tuesday out on the practice field, competition, guys, going offense versus defense, guys, in position battles within their own units, how they respond to that, how they approach that, are going to be experiences that we have to build upon. But, their mindset has been really good. There's not, it's been a very positive approach among the team and the teammates of building the relationships of kind of just grinding through it, and it's been great to see.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well. Just I wanted to ask you a little bit. You had mentioned in the fall that you had never been more excited about getting into a fall camp because of what you guys had gone through with missing spring. Have you and the staff ever anticipated a spring as much as you're anticipating this one? And one other question, on the graduate transfers, in a good way, have any of those guys brought more to the table than what you guys anticipated, where it's just kind of blown you away?
Well, I mean, the excitement for spring practice, last year we were able to get 3 of them in, but, even with that, that was still just trying to help guys understand where they're going and the tempo of what they needed to be going in that direction. And, we only got 1 padded practice, last spring, so I've never missed spring ball more than I've missed it over the course of this last year. And because I truly believe that in spring it's such a critical part of your year in establishing that identity, the toughness, the situations that you're able to put guys in. You get to almost force a response to see where you are. And we missed out on that. And there was you get into fall camp and you're so close to the season. There, especially with this last year of not even having a full summer conditioning program. We had to be very, very wise in the things that we asked our guys to do. But this spring, I mean, we're going to get after it, and there's going to be a great opportunity, with the scrimmages that we'll have, but also some of the situational work that we'll put them in. That it's going to be fun to see guys compete and guys respond, and just building that confidence of the situational work that they're going to get a chance to experience. And with the graduate transfers, I mean, those guys have been remarkable. The ability that they're showing through the workouts is really good. I think that all those guys, we knew what we were kind of getting, just from the film that we had been able to watch. But who they are, the fit that they are for Florida State, and what we're trying to do it's been remarkable. And they've really gelled with their teammates. I know I've mentioned, in the press conference there in February, that getting those guys here early was a critical component. There's still some other pieces that we might add here as we get to the summer, and obviously more of the freshman class that gets in. But being able to add those 7 transfers in January so that they could build those relationships, they could be a part of helping to develop our team, and letting that group come together. And I think it's been extraordinary, and excited about those guys, and just the examples that they have been as they've joined the program.
Hey, we saw the video of McKenzie doing squats and things like that. I mean, have you guys had to I don't want to say slow him down, or how do you kind of approach him, and what's good and what's not too much?
It's been a joy watching him, and I told him at the very beginning, I said communication is the key, and you put a young man in that situation coming into a new team, obviously coming off a very significant injury. The thing that I've appreciated is he's wanted to go through all aspects, wanted to show the team that he's a part of it, and especially the quarterback position. There's there's a lot of eyes on it. And he's just, whether it's our tour duty workouts, what he's doing in the weight room with Coach Storms, and we've communicated well, and there's been some things that we've adjusted at certain times, but it's been remarkable watching him, his change of direction, the things that he's done in the weight room. I mean, just the work that he does in the training room to prepare himself for the work day. But he's really I think that work that he's shown to to his teammates have really built in their respect for him, because people know that it's he went through an injury that not many people would have probably come back from, but he's excelling right now, and the things we're asking him to do, and we're going to be smart just like anything. Everybody's got different situations to where their bodies are, and we're going to make sure that we're wise with all of our players. But he looks great.
Mike, kind of along those lines, obviously with McKenzie here in Orlando, we got to see him, not see him personally, but he ran the scout team and everything like that. Do you anticipate him maybe taking on more this spring, maybe actually going out there and performing at the same level as everyone else?
Absolutely. I mean, that's he's been fully cleared, and what he's, like I said, the tour duty workouts. I mean, whether it's somebody that is been in the program for 5 years, or the freshmen that are joining in January with him. I mean, he's going through it, and he looks great. I'm excited at what he's going to be able to do, and just kind of getting back acclimated to the true speed of the game. And that was one of the things that really excited me as we were going through the process of recruiting him once he went in the transfer portal. Was I got a chance to see some of that scout team video, and he didn't approach it as a practice. You could see the joy, you could see the speed of which he was playing with. It was different, and he was just, you could see the excitement of being able to play the game again, and you'll be able to take that into this spring ball. I mean, now it's about timing. Now it's about understanding. He is learning a new language. He is learning, some new concepts in regards to what he's going to be asked to do here. But he's excited about the opportunities in front of him as well.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
Going well, Jane. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Last year about this time, you gave us a really neat number on total positive gains and losses, through the preseason workout program. I wonder if you can share maybe a similar number with us now. And then are there one or two guys that so far have really you've seen big body changes, whether that's gaining or losing in the last couple months? Jane,
just to be honest, I mean, total transparent, today's our last day of kind of the winter program. So I mean, we've got a session here this afternoon that's going to be exciting. We got big squats going to be flying around the weight room. So I don't want to give those final numbers until we get them here at the end of the day. But it's been an exciting spring to see just the overall physical development of guys. The body weights have been remarkable in growth, and even some guys that needed to continue to drop weight to get it to a certain spot. But I mean, these guys have really bought into that in committing themselves to what they needed to do nutritionally. Obviously sleeping, taking care of their bodies. That's all goes back to that investment, which I talked about in the opening opening statement, is that they're not seeing it as something that they're being forced to do. In a sense, it's something they want to do. I mean, we tell guys all the time, everybody wants to achieve success, but who's really willing to invest in what it takes to be successful? And these guys that are trying to maximize the opportunity of every day, and that might be making sure that you go to bed a little earlier to get the rest that's necessary or there's certain guys on our team that are waking up in the middle of the night to knock out a protein shake to be able to gain the weight that they want to gain. And it's been exciting. I know that a guy like Jordan Travis, that's been a big focus of his, and he's over 200 pounds, and the way that he's moving and carrying that body weight. Emmett Rice, I think, went over 230. Amari Gainer's over, right around the 230 plus mark. I mean, these guys, but they're running faster than they've ever run, and they're changing direction. What they're doing. There's probably too many to really kind of go through when it's just actual body weight. But a guy like Jakai Corbin, I think has been a star of our off-season program. I mean, just we saw flashes there towards the end of last year of it. Kind of, he came off a really significant injury there, at his last year at A&M and required surgery. And last year, I mean, he did a great job for us. But you saw that the positive steps there towards the end of the season. And man, this spring has been remarkable. I mean, I think he's close to 200 215 pounds, but he's flying around the field. And, his leadership, all aspects of what he's doing, it's been really, really positive. Our guys are looking great. I'm excited and I'm grateful for the work of Coach Storms and his staff. I mean, they're phenomenal, as well as Marissa and the nutritional staff. I mean, it's been a great off season up to this point, and we got a lot of work to do still. But it's been a joy to see.
Perry from Tomahawk Nation.
Coach, first, sorry, I don't have my suit on. I feel a little bit underdressed, but you mentioned the energy both from the players and the coaches, like heading into tour duty. It's the first time they've gotten to all work out together probably in a full year. How do you maintain that energy and excitement in the middle of March when it's hot and you're screaming at somebody because they're not in the proper breathe technique?
Well, there's been plenty of screaming that's gone on in the first couple of months too. So I mean, but I was telling a group yesterday, you guys are a team. I mean, all the adversity that's really been created over the winter program has been from the coaches. I mean, that's part of it. You as a coach, you want to push, you want to challenge, you see a response. Our tour of duty, the workouts. I mean, those are all challenging things that coaches bring upon the program. But as you get into spring ball, now it's new challenges. Now there's a competition of offense, defense, of position player to position player. Everybody's wants to showcase the gains that they've made, and then you establish themselves for the role that they're going to have. Well, the response is still so critical, and the continued growth, the continued attitude, and it's going to show up here in spring ball, but just like it'll show up, even greater as you get into the season and you're halfway through the season. And what's your role? What's your responsibility? What's your attitude? What are you bringing to the team that's helping the positive strides moving forward? And so that's what I look forward to, and the opportunity to go out there and compete, but also understanding what we represent, and the importance of the relationships, the importance of the work that has to go into it. I'm excited about how this team's going to continue to respond as we get further into spring.
Next we need Kurt Weiler from Tallahassee Democrats.
Some of the guys who didn't get to finish last season due to injuries, Devontae, Miko, Chuba, I guess, do you have an idea of how available they'll be in the spring?
Yeah, I mean, there's different guys are at different places in their rehab. I know, Chuba, we'll be back and rolling through spring ball. All of our quarterbacks, they're going to be, they'll be non-contact as they go through. I've seen all of them. I've seen all of them have taken hits, and all of them have played the game. But we're going to be smart with those guys throughout the spring. So he'll be rolling. There's a couple of guys that weren't able to finish that will be limited in spring. Some guys won't quite be ready to go through spring, but I like where a majority of our team is in their rehab process, and hopefully we'll be able to get all the work necessary that we need for each of them throughout the spring ball.
This will be Matt Baker from Tampa Bay Times.
And Mike, another kind of housekeeping question. Any position changes or anything like that you're kind of experimenting with?
We're going to look at a few things here early. I mean, Jakai Douglas is going to go out and really start off at the receiver position. Jakai is a young man I've been so pleased with. I know in the Duke game had a couple really big plays, and he got some great experience this last year. Jakai will always be a guy that can go back into the backfield, but in that slash role. But we're going to let him start off out at the receiver position. He's done some great things. We're gonna, we'll look at, defensively. There's gonna be some moving pieces, especially in defensive backfield. Guys from outside to inside. You're looking at where they're kind of aligning, but nothing major. Beyond that, but there'll be some tweaks and some things that we'll do throughout the course of spring as well.
We'll go back to Ira from Warsham.
Every group of players, chemistry can be different. Like, what have you seen so far from the chemistry of the quarterback room? Now McKenzie's been there for a couple months, and you've got the guys who are returning.
Oh, I mean, it's been great, and it's one of my favorite groups to always kind of watch and how guys through their their differences and their similarities, how they kind of all gel together. And these guys, they're working together. They're pushing each other. I think we've got a tremendous group. The quarterback room, I am so excited about what their future is, and I'm excited about the competition. And these guys are very competitive. They all want to put their best foot forward, and it is but you watch them even through these walkthroughs the last couple of weeks. You watch them through the way they compete in our tour duty workouts. I mean, they are there encouraging. They're there teaching. It's you bring McKenzie in, who's kind of new to the situation. You even see guys that are trying to help almost translate in some aspects that are on the field of things that he knows. And I mean, it's been remarkable how well he's picked everything up in such a short period of time as well. So he's helping even some of the younger guys of some of the things just of I know like what it looks like to be a quarterback, and some of the things that you need to do to help bring guys along. And I think it's going to be a special room.
Go back to Pat from the Osceola.
Coach, is Jordan Wilson going to be available for spring at tight end? And if so, what does the healthy Jordan Wilson do for you at that position, and how does he help your offense evolve from what it was last year?
Well, I mean, he will be very limited in what he does. He has gone through the program. I mean, through the winter program, he's made great strides physically. But there's still some things that we'll be limited with in his availability throughout the course of the spring. But he's remarkable, and his size, speed, the athleticism that he has, the physicality of what he brings to the position, at that size. I think that can be a huge boost to the position. You talk about Jordan, Cam, who's already shown himself to be a great weapon for us. But then the development of guys like Wyatt Rector. I think Wyatt, I didn't mention him earlier, but I mean he's pushing 245 pounds. A guy that's a converted quarterback that's just been remarkable in what he's done in the offseason program. You look at Wyatt; he was a four-team starter there on special teams for us last year. He was first year playing a position at tight end, but he's kind of really come into his own, very confident in the things he's being asked to do now. I think he's going to bring a different dynamic. Preston Daniels, who played really good ball for us, there throughout this last year as a true freshman. Just kind of getting his feet wet last year. I think the depth of that position is going to be night and day to what it was, and that's a group that I'm really excited about. And anybody that's ever watched our offense throughout the course of the years, it is that the tight end position is going to have a very significant role in just the versatility of those guys and their strengths. I mean, I think that can be a group that you see a huge jump from.
Hey, Mike, how have the freshmen handled everything since their arrival in the sense of getting into the work and just buying in?
I can tell you we had 5 freshmen that came in, and we hit on all of them. As you talk about type of young man, work ethic, ability, the relationship aspect. I mean, they're remarkable. I mean, looking forward to getting them out there on the field. But guys like Malik McClain, Josh Burrell, I mean those don't look like freshman receivers. I mean Malik, his explosiveness, at being 6'4", 6'5", to run like he runs, the change of direction. I mean it's gonna be fun watching him go out there and get to play the game. Josh Burrell, I mean, is one of the strongest freshmen coming in. He is he's a true physical presence out there. Very mature, great young man. Excited about him. Kevin Knowles. His change direction, the athleticism that he's showing, the mindset, the work ethic. I mean, he's so very excited about what he's going to bring to our defensive backfield as well. You look at Joshua Farmer, local product. I mean, is his body the explosion? I mean, he's come in, played a lot of defensive end in high school, but he's going to probably move himself there inside full time, because I mean he's pushing close to, he's over 270 pounds. I mean, just moves unbelievably well. Great young man. And then Bryson Estes is probably one of the strongest people on our team. Coming in the door, and even the things that he's been able to do this spring, it's exciting to see. playing as a true freshman on the offensive line presents challenges, but he's a guy that I think is going to have an opportunity to compete, which I'm excited about. And so seeing those 5 guys, them coming in and just who they are, the way they move, the mindset of what they bring, it's a great group. And when the guys are able to come in the summer, I think we're gonna look back at this class and be really excited about that high school group that we were able to bring in, coupled with the transfers.
All right, we'd like to Dean from Working.
Coach, speaking of those transfers, you got whatever 7 or 8 they're going to be available this spring. How do you approach those guys differently than you might like these early enrollees that come in? Because a lot of these guys have played extensively in college at a high level, so I would imagine there's a little different approach to how you incorporate those guys onto the team in the spring.
Really, we evaluate all aspects of what we do, from the tour duty workouts, what they've done, in the meeting room, what they've done in the walkthroughs here the last couple weeks, just to kind of get a sense of their mental understanding and approach to what we're doing. And then you got to take it out to the field. Not one of the transfers that came in was promised anything other than an opportunity to compete, an opportunity to help this football team. And the thing that I've loved about them, and I say this all the time, they were the absolute right fit for Florida State, because they didn't want a guaranteed a role. They wanted an opportunity to compete for the role and help make an impact. And some of these guys already in a very short period of time have emerged as leaders of this team, and that's an exciting thing as a coach, because I can't make somebody a leader. I can put them in a position within a group, and then they have to take the actions. And if guys are willing to follow that, then that's a great thing. But on the flip side of it, these guys have worked, and so as we go into spring, whether it's a true freshman that's coming in, you're looking for an opportunity to play, or a transfer that's coming in, or a returning player, young or old, they're all going to get that same shot to go out there and earn the right to play, earn the right to make an impact, and earn the right to lead. And so that's the wonderful thing about this program, is it's the investment has to show up, the work has to show up, and then when you do that, then the result will be the best that it can possibly be. And we're looking forward to this group going out there and showcasing that.
All right, we're going to go 2 more. We'll go back to Ira.
How beneficial will it be from a continuity standpoint to have the same staff in place from year 1 to year 2?
I think it's huge. It's in all aspects. When it's to being able to carry over things just from a communication aspect, the expectations, the standard of how we do things, and the continued push and development of what we're doing. There are going to be some changes of what we see that play to the personnel that we have, but you look at this for our program. In the previous 4 years, there have been four different offenses and 4 different defenses that have been played. And to be able to carry it over, and to know that there's going to be the similarities from the base of what we do, guys are going to have more confidence that rather than learning the new language, they know the words, they know the understanding of what they're being asked. Now it's about the fundamental approach and development of how to do it, and to couple that with the physical development that they've had in the weight room, under the same staff, as a strength staff. I just think that helps accelerate the process of growth and development. And it's going to be really big, and we're excited about that.
All right, last one, we'll go back to Christine from Middle School 47.
One freshman you didn't talk about was Jackson West. Just wondering how he's doing within that tight end component.
That's absolutely, and then probably a guy that's as good of an opportunity to help impact this team as anyone. Jackson has been remarkable in his change of direction. I remember I watched Jackson. He actually came to a camp when he was a freshman or sophomore, and just seeing his development. He was a guy that I don't know if he got all the attention in the recruiting world. He doesn't have Twitter, doesn't kind of put himself out there, but and he's been remarkable in the way that he has done in workouts, mindset, approach. He's going to be on the fast track. And I can see that in a very short period of time. There at the tight end room, we ask those guys to do a lot in where they can align, what they do, but in all aspects of what he's done, here in the first 2 months, I mean, I think he's got an unbelievable future in front of him, and he's excited to compete. Excited about the opportunity, but I think he's a guy that we have a great chance to see early in his career be able to make an impact.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.